Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. All right, we're back to Marvel Champions. It's been a couple of weeks since I've played. Been off doing other things, and I'll discuss that kind of in a Jackalope update video that I'll put out pretty soon here. But uh, Time to get back to our galaxy's most wanted. Here in the States, our Thanos stuff hasn't hit quite yet, so I'm going to try to work my way through the rest of this campaign before all of that stuff gets here. We did the beginning one, we entered the museum, we got out of the museum, and so next up it looks like it's Nebula. So we're to scenario 4. So we've got this little thing here where Nebula's firing off into space, and then we catch up from behind, and you've got a surprise Flarknards, and you're shooting them from the back. So let's see here. Scenario 4 says Nebula. As you get out of range of the museum, the Milano sensors pick up another speeding ship within your vicinity, assuming it must be the thief who stole the stone. You crank up the hyper thrusters and ride the ship's tail. When you get close, you realize you're chasing Nebula, daughter of Thanos and Gamora's dear sister. It would be best if she didn't have the Power Stone either. All right, so we've got our villain as Nebula is out there. We got Nebula 1 and 2. Yep, we got Nebula 1 and 2. Main scheme is the Art of Evasion. Then we have Warp Drive Initiated underneath it. Yep. Let's see here. In Counter Deck, I've got Nebula in there. Power Stone is there. Ship Command is in there and right here. We've got Standard Encounter Deck in there and Space Pirates are in there. All right, now it says as part of the campaign setup, we have Guerilla Tactics, which is here. So Guerilla Tactics is standard mode only. It's going to start with Hinder 3, so I need to put 8 on there. 1 victory point when defeated. Place 2 evasion counters on Nebula's ship. All right, so I haven't really been doing these, and I don't know if in the end that's going to bite me, but guess we'll find out when we get there. So we're getting 5 plus 3 per player, so it's going to be sitting at 8. All right. So we got Guerrilla Tactics out there. We did last time, we got the, how do you say that? Hujidarian Monarch Egg that's in here, and it says to, let's see here, shuffle each Galactic Artifact side scheme recorded in Galactic Artifact side scheme, which is there, into the deck, and then perform the following, each specified side scheme shuffled in this way. So for the Monarch Egg, I'm going to place an evasion counter on Nebula Ship. So we need an evasion counter. I guess we'll use the orange ones there. So 1 evasion counter on Nebula Ship. Shuffle the Badoon Headhunter minion into the encounter deck, and we haven't ran into him yet, so none of the other stuff comes up. All right, so I think we're done with our book. So next we're going to go off to taking a look at the cards here. So let's take a look at our Art of Evasion. So let's start on 1A. So we've got yada, 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 all the things that we've read already. Setup. Put Nebula Ship environment and the Milano support into play. So we have, right, there's the Milano, there's Nebula Ship, they're in play. All right, attach the Power Stone to Nebula. So Nebula gets this Power Stone. All right, so she's got it right there. All right, discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck, then attach each technique attachment discarded this way to Nebula. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so we're going to discard 2, and then each technique card, which doesn't look like we got any of them. All right, so we got a Pirate Legacy and an Honor Among Thieves, which neither do the thing. All right, so there we go. 2 per player. Okay. We're going to go over to 1B, and we have the Art of Evasion. You've tracked Nebula's location, but she's trying desperately to get away. This may be your only chance to take the Power Stone from her. So we have X equal to the number of evasion counters on Nebula's ship. So at the beginning of the round, she's going to get X. And we scheme out at 6. All right. Now, let's take a look at all this other stuff that got put out here. So we have Nebula's ship. New card. What's Nebula's ship got? So it's environment. Forced interrupt when the villain phase begins. Place one evasion counter here. All right, so it's going to build up. And then shoot the thrusters. First player action, exhaust the Milano and spend up to 2 resources of any type. Remove 1 evasion counter here for each resource spent this way. All right. So that's, we're trying to chase her down with the Milano to get rid of the evasion tokens. Now my Milano, normally I can exhaust it to generate a wild resource. All right, let's put that over to the side here. So I'll probably be using it rather than getting resources to track down Nebula this game, it looks like. All right, she's got the Power Stone. And it says, after a hero or villain deals 3 or more damage to attached character with a single attack, attach the Power Stone to the attacking hero or villain. All right, you +1 scheme or thwart and +1 attack. That's pretty nice, and me doing 3 points of damage isn't all that difficult. All right, what's Nebula got? So Nebula, we've got Criminal. The first technique attachment revealed each round gains Surge. All right, that doesn't sound very good. Forced Interrupt. When Nebula initiates an activation against you, resolve the special ability on the technique attachment in play, then discard each of those attachments. All right, I have absolutely no idea what the technique attachments do, so this will be interesting. All right, let's see if I can remember all that stuff. We need to get Venom ready to go here. So we've got Flash Thompson out there. We're gonna get our starting hand. Starting hand is 6 cards, so give him a quick shuffle real fast. And then we'll grab 6 out of here, and we'll see how things go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got 6 cards. Let's see what we came up with. All right, we've got a Helicarrier, Skilled Strike, Drop Kick, Skilled Strike, Savage Attack, Drop Kick. All right, I have 0 of my weapons, so I think all of these are going to go away. We're just going to drop them all and get 6 new cards. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy cow. Still, I got 2 of my running guns also. This is not looking like it's starting out very well. I might need to mulligan the game. All right. But we're going to play it out because that's how I am. Even like, we'll let her go and see how it goes. Because this is sometimes when you play this game, you just don't get good stuff. That's part of the fun, right? Okay. We need to do Flash Thompson's setup ability, which is discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a weapon upgrade and then add that card to my hand. I have not seen any of my weapon upgrades. So let's see what we come up with here. Grasping Tendrils, Mockingbird, Martial Prowess, there's an energy. Hey, it's my multi-gun. All right, that's cool at least. I am happy to get my multi-gun out there. Okay. So, what do we do for our turn here? All these running guns are not going to do me a lot of good. I would like to get I think first priority is get our multi-gun out, right? And then question's going to be, do we worry about that one that's on there or not? I could try to get that away from her. So we're going to go ahead and flip over to Venom. Now, this is supposed to be a stun lock deck, but I have nothing out that's going to allow me to do any stunning, which is kind of annoying. Also, the Power Stone triggers at 3 damage, and I have these press the advantages, and they deal 2. If I could just do 1 more damage. If I had one of my pistols, I'd be able to do 3 damage and grab that. But again, that's not happening. All right, so let's see here. I could do that. I think we're going to get our Martial Prowess out there just to have it for later. So I'm going to use my Power of Aggression. So I get 2 for an aggression card, and I can only have max 1 per player. So we'll get our Martial Prowess out there to generate us some physical resources potentially. All right, now we want to get our multi-gun out there. The question is, how do we go about getting our multi-gun out? Do we use the Milano, take a damage, then maybe use one of my running guns to get it out there? And then I could potentially hold on to a run and gun. I think that's the way we're going to go. So I'm going to take a damage because Venom's got that ability to, I can symbiotic bond, take a damage, generate a wild resource once per phase. So we're going to take a damage. We're going to use our Milano. So that's 1, 2, and then we'll use one of our running guns. Put the multi-gun out. All right. Now, actually, we won't do that. We'll use our press the advantage to put the multi-gun out. All right, and then the next thing we're gonna do, let's see, the multi-gun can do 2, or I can thwart for 2, which might be a good idea to get that off of there. Or I could just go all out and see how much damage I could do to Nebula. Because I could do 2, 4, I could do 6 this round if I don't worry about the threat. Problem is I've got an attack coming at me that I'm gonna have to take, I think. But maybe we're trying to build towards a better run and gun next round. Because I could do 2, 2, and this is for an attack event. These aren't attack events, so I can't spend it there. Yeah, so okay, so we're gonna trigger our martial prowess to generate a physical to do our press the advantage. So I'm gonna do 2 damage. If that enemy is stunned or confused, draw a card. She's not, but I can do 2 damage. So I'll knock her down a little bit. I think we're gonna go ahead and attack with Venom. We're gonna hit for 2. We're gonna use our multi-gun. We're gonna do 2 damage. So keep knocking her down. 2. I'm thinking just spewing damage is the way to go. We'll see how that works out here. I don't know if that's the right way to go, but that's where we're going right now. Okay. And we're going to be done with that turn because I don't think there's any more things I can do. So we're going to unexhaust all of our stuff. We're going to draw 3 cards. A drop kick. I would like that stun. Helicarrier and a power of aggression. All right. Nebula's turn. So first thing we're going to do is we would put threat on here. It says this is equal to the number of evasion counters on here. It says when the villain's phase begins, place 1 evasion counter here. So I think this is going to go up first because the phase is going to begin first. Then we're going to jump into this, which says it's going to get 2 at this point in time because there's 2 evasion counters on there, which is kind of scary. All right, so then we jump over to what's Nebula going to do. She's going to see Venom out here, so she's going to come to attack Venom. Venom's just going to take this. All right, so she's attacking for 2. She gets a bonus of 1, so she's attacking for 3. We're going to get a boost here, and a boost is going to be 2. All right, so she's going to hit me for 5. Wow. That's a pretty big hit. But we knew it was coming, so we're prepared. We can take it, I think. So that's going to pop me up to 6 damage. Grab a 5 out of here. Yep. So there we go. Okay, let's get an encounter card. All right. Encounter card is special delivery. When revealed, hero, you may not exhaust the Milano. If you may exhaust the Milano. If you do not, the villain attacks you with +1 attack. All right, we're going to exhaust the Milano. Problem is, I'm not going to be able to take her stuff down this next round. I do that, but I think we're going with that. Exhaust the Milano. All right, so that is the end of Nebula's turn. We're back over to our hero turn. Okay, we took more damage than I would have liked. I think we're going to go ahead and do, I think getting dropkick out is a priority this round. So we're going to do 2 with the power of aggression. We're going to use our martial prowess, so we do all physicals. So what that's going to allow me is a hero action, attack, deal 4 damage to the enemy if you paid for this card using only physical, which I did, stun the enemy and draw a card. All right, so we did 4 damage. So we're going to take her down from 8 to 4. I get to stun her. She is stunned. I get to draw a card. Also, the Power Stone moves over to me, which is nice. All right. Now we're going to get after it, I think. So if we attack for 3. I think we'll go ahead and do that. So we're going to exhaust to attack. We're going to hit her for 3. So she's down to 1. And then we're going to fire off our multi-gun and deal 2 damage. So that's going to knock her out. We're going to reveal Nebula 2 and see what happens. All right, Nebula 1 is out of there. What's Nebula 2 says? Nebula 2 says, first technique attachment, gets Surge. When Nebula initiates an activation against you, resolve the special ability of each technique attachment in play, then choose and discard one of those attachments. Okay. And she's got 17 hit points. All right, so let's put 17 on her. 10, 5, and a 2. And a 2. Okay. There we go. All right, so next up, I think we need to do a run and gun. Now, do I take a damage to run and gun? Or do I use the rest of my stuff to run and gun? I think I'm going to use all of my things because I don't want to take a damage right here. Getting a little bit leery. Oh, but then I could hold on to a run and gun, which seems like a good idea going into next round. Yeah, I think we'll take a damage. That's putting me in kind of some dangerous territory there. So that's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do a run and gun, and that says ready Venom and each weapon upgrade you control. So we're going to ready Venom and weapon upgrade. Milano is a vehicle, it's not a weapon, and it's a support, so it doesn't do me any good. All right, so now that I'm run and gunning, I can go at it again. My problem is I have to be careful of this. So do I pile on the damage or do I worry about the art of evasion at this point in time? That definitely would kick me over to the second one if I let it sit, but I could deal 2, 3, 4, 5, which would knock her down to 12. I could potentially... That's going to ride me on the edge of potentially taking her out next turn. I have no idea what she's going to draw. So what do I go with? I think with Venom, he's been kind of all... Ooh, sorry, I got my Hall of Heroes in the way there. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. What I'm looking at is she's got 17 health, right? And I can attack for 2. With the Power Stone, I hit for 3. She's stunned, so ideally she doesn't hit me. Multi-gun, that's 5. Hopefully I draw a weapon. Then next turn I could do 2 times 5, theoretically, with the run and gun, which is going to be 10. I'm going to have her in the realm of 2, and maybe I get a card that does some damage. So I think we're gonna do the damage and just let that pop and see what horrible things happen when that pops. Okay, so we're going to attack for 3. So she's going to go down to 14, and then we're going to shoot our gun off again, hit her for another 2. She's down to 12, and she's stunned. So we're going to be done. And we're going to see how this works out. Probably not well, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so there, everything's readied up. We're going to draw 4 cards and hold on to our running gun. So we get a combat training, Spidey sense, Spider-Man, and Bug. All right, there's our 5 cards. All right, villain turn. What's going to go on here? So we're going to put another evasion counter there. It's going to be up to 3. So that means when this hits, we're going to put 3 onto here, which means that this is going to pop. So Art of Evasion is going to pop. And we're going to have Warp drive initiated. So let's start on 2A. When revealed, place 2 evasion counters on Nebula Ship. All right. That's not looking good because then we're up to 5. All right. For each evasion counter on Nebula Ship, discard the top 2 cards of each player's deck and the encounter deck. So we're going to discard 10. Yeah, we're going to discard 10. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Discarded. All right. And 10 off of my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just happened to grab exactly 10. All right. So we did that. Place 2 evasion counters for each evasion counter. Discard top 2 cards. All right. And then we're going to flip, and we have Nebula's engines are primed and ready to take them out before she warp jumps. So X is equal to the number of evasion counters, which is 5 right now. And she starts with 3. So we don't have many rounds there. And then we'll see what she does. Okay. So that's up. Next up is Nebula. Is going to see Venom out there. She would attack, but she's stunned, so no attacking for Nebula. All right. Encounter cards. Let's see what we come up with. We get, boom, a Badoon Headhunter minion. Victory 2. Villainous. When the minion activates, give it a boost card. All right, so the Badoon Headhunter has shown his face for the first time. All right. So we'll stick him out here. And that is the end of Nebula's turn. Now we're over to the hero turn. So the question is, can we do 12 damage? All right, so we can... Oh, we actually didn't use the Milano either, so things are looking kind of good. We're going to need to bring 2 damage from somebody. Probably Spider-Man. Ooh, are we going to have enough resources to do all the things that we want? So we want to play, in order to get, so that's 2. We get to do 3, 4, 5. All right. So we can do 5 damage. We could run and gun and do another 5 damage. So the run and gun, oh, that's going to be the problem. I think we may come up 1 short. Maybe we need to get the combat training out there. So if we do combat training, hey, I think that's our path to victory. All right, so we're going to use these 2 cards to get combat training out there. That's going to give me +1 attack, all right? All right, so at that point in time, we're going to fire a multi-gun for 2. All right, then we're going to attack for 2, plus we have the Power Stone 3, plus combat training is 4. So we're going to knock her down to 6. All right, I think we might have it. Now what we have to do is exhaust the Milano for a resource. Venom's got to take a point of damage. And then we use Spider-Man to play Run and Gun. So Run and Gun's going to ready Venom in each weapon upgrade. So we're going to ready up Venom. We're going to ready up our multi-gun. And now we're going to repeat. So we do multi-gun for 2. So she's down to 4. 2, 4. And then exhaust Venom to attack. He attacks for 2. He's got the stone. He's got combat training. 4. It's just enough to take out Nebula. All right. Yes. Okay. Think we got the win there. I think that's it. So let's make sure everything looks all right there. So you guys have to double check me. Did I totally miss a rule? Because that's one of these things. First time I'm playing through this, it is quite possible I totally spaced a rule, but it's looking like the win. And it's looking like I made the right decision just to go after her. So the Badoon Headhunter sitting out there, that's kind of scary. But he doesn't have anything that blocks me from attacking her, no guard or anything like that. He would be pretty nasty to deal with, but I don't have to worry about him. I'm not going to get many victory points because I didn't take anything off of that, and I'm a little bit scared about the amount of evasion that's on there. So let's see what happens as part of our wrap up here. So let's see here, setup. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on scenario 3. So we're here. Oh, where did 4 go? There we go. There's 4. All right. So as our wrap up here, we've got victory. Yeah, let's grab our little charts here. And it says record units in each player's respective unspent units box. Add them to the units I already have. So record 1 unit for each player. All right. So we're going to add another unit. Boop. All right. Record a number of units for each player to a maximum of 3 equal to the victory values on encounter cards in the victory display, which I have none in the victory display. Record 1 unit for each player if there are 1 or fewer evasion counters on Nebula Ship environment. Nope. Record 1 unit for each player if the main scheme is on stage 1B. Nope. All right. If the Badoon Headhunter is in the victory display, it's not. If the Power Stone is attached to an identity, record the identity's name in Power Stone control. All right. So it is. Venom has the Power Stone, so Venom. All right, and then record the number of evasion counters on Nebula Ship in the evasion counter section. All right, so there's 5. I've got a feeling that's going to be bad, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's it. Made it through that in one shot, so at least for now, until you see something that I didn't play right, but hopefully I played everything right. I think that's the best way to go with Venom, is just go at the person and see if you can take him out. I will be interested to see. I've heard Ronin's really hard, so I have no idea how that's going to work out. Also, at the start of this, I had a pretty crappy hand, but it worked out in the end. So, I don't know. Have you guys struggled with Nebula? Has she been a problem? She's got 2 scheme and 2 attack. She could be pretty nasty, I think. I also didn't hit any of her techniques, burned through a bunch of cards. Really didn't see any of the special stuff come into play, just because we attacked and went at it so fast that there wasn't really a whole lot of time for things to come into play. So looks like a win there. Next we go on to Ronin. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and try to get this knocked out in the next week so we can get ready for Mad Titan's Shadow and all the other cool stuff that's coming out. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching.